Today on Rappler. The Marcos government says it will provide protection to drug war victims who will be appearing before the International Criminal Court as witnesses against Rodrigo Duterte. Kalawakan residents turned to a Facebook meme page to complain about their city. Her father did it too. Palace press officer Claire Castro claps back at Vice President Sara Duterte, who criticized President Marcos for attending a drug incineration event. Donald Trump says the end of the war in Iran is a victory for everybody. And Ayala beats former French Open champion Elena Ostapenko to reach the Eastbourne quarterfinals. The Marcos administration is providing protection and support to witnesses in the International Criminal Court case of former President Rodrigo Duterte. Justice Secretary Boying Remulla says the witnesses will be admitted into the country's witness protection program to bring them safely to The Hague. This is the Marcos government's strongest statement so far in terms of cooperation with the ICC. When Duterte was arrested, the Marcos administration justified its cooperation by saying it is simply upholding its commitment to the Interpol. The Philippines is no longer an ICC member state. Meantime, Remulla says he doesn't think Duterte's request for interim release is appropriate. He says in an interview with ABS-CBN's ANC, quote, "There may be more harm than good that will come out of it if that request is granted by the court." Victims of Duterte's drug war officially opposed the bid, noting his release from detention will expose them to danger. They also say that humanitarian considerations, which Duterte invoked in his request, are not part of the reasons listed by the ICC that could justify an interim release. Some Kalawakan residents found an ally in Facebook meme page follow the trend movement known as FTTM. This after re-elected Kalawakan Mayor Eala Malapitan actively responded to FTTM's posts about the concerns of Kalawakan residents. In May, FTTM shared a street lighting project update from Malapitan's Facebook page. It jokingly attributed the street's brightness to the camera's ISO settings merely being increased from ISO 100 to ISO 1600. One social media user joked the mayor was flexing the bare minimum. Malapitan responded after the post went viral, saying the brightness was brought about by the streetlights and no adjustments. FTTM replied in a separate post telling the mayor, "Pay attention to your constituents' grievances, not our memes." The same day, FTTM asked the mayor about a photo showing a signage for a flood control project in a flooded area in Caloocan. The signage had the word wall misspelled. A user commented how the politicians didn't forget to place their photos in the sign, but were remiss in checking for spelling errors. In early June, FTTM called out Malapitan's post about a creek cleanup operation, with the before and after photos supposedly having the same timestamp. The mayor deleted the post shortly after with no explanation. One user said, quote, "Let's report all our grievances directly to FTTM. The mayor has been paying a lot of attention to the comments here." Her father did it too. Palace press officer Claire Castro claps back at Vice President Sara Duterte, who criticized President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. for attending a drug incineration event.
Hindi trabaho ng presidente ang mag-photo op sa pagsira ng nahuli na drugs. Maganda sa papel, maganda sa picture, hindi ganun eh. Dapat paniguraduhin mo na gumaganda yung buhay ng bawat Pilipino.
Marcos oversaw the incineration of 9.48 billion pesos worth of illegal drugs in Capas Tarlac Wednesday, June 25. Castro notes the president's work should not be hidden and should be visible to the people.
Nais ng Pangulo na masawata ang droga, ang illegal na droga sa ating bansa. At ang pagtatrabaho po ng Pangulo ay dapat maramdaman ng tao. Hindi po ito pang photo ops lang. Ito ay nagsisilbing babala sa mga kriminal.
Holding up a broadsheet from 2020, Castro reminds the vice president her father, Rodrigo Duterte, also oversaw the incineration of illegal drugs when he was president. United States President Donald Trump says his move to join Israel's attacks in Iran ended the war, calling it a victory for everybody. This despite the U.S. Defense Intelligence Agency's initial assessment, saying Iran's path to building a nuclear weapon may have been only set back by months. Israel's own nuclear agency released an assessment, saying the strikes had, quote, set back Iran's ability to develop nuclear weapons by many years. The White House also circulated the Israeli statement. Trump adds he is confident Tehran would not try to rebuild its nuclear sites and would instead pursue a diplomatic path. Israel's bombing campaign wiped out Iran's top military leadership and killed its leading nuclear scientists. Iranian authorities said 610 people were killed and nearly 5,000 injured in Iran, where the extent of the damage could not be independently confirmed. Meanwhile, 28 people were killed in Israel due to Iranian counterattacks. Ayala has proven twice that she can beat top 100 players. She has also shown twice that she can bounce back after losing the first set and still win against higher-ranked opponents. After losing in the first set, Ayala came back strong in the last two sets to defeat third seed and former French Open champion Jelena Ostapenko of Latvia 0-6, 6-2, 3-2 in the second round of the WTA 150 Lexus Eastbourne Open on Wednesday, June 25. The match ended early during the fifth game of the third set, with Ayala serving. Ostapenko, who had already taken 2 medical timeouts to check her ankle, told the umpire she could not continue. With this win, the 20-year-old Filipina beat Ostapenko again, after also defeating the 28-year-old Latvian in straight sets at the Miami Open last March. In the quarterfinals, Ayala will play against either Diana Yastremska of Ukraine, a 2024 Australian Open semi-finalist, or British wildcard Francesca Jones. And that's today's wrap. I'm Kara Oliver. Thank you for watching. Click the link below for the full story. Follow us on Rappler's YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, and TikTok.